Nos acercamos al final de Dragon Age.
I have spoken with Alistair. Perhaps this mad betrothal won't be quite the curse it first seemed.
Uy, uy, uy.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away.
Ah, there you are. I was about to send out a search party. I've been hearing of a great commotion in the alienage. What exactly happened there?
Verás.
Make her forgive me. I should be appalled that such a thing could exist here. But I'm overjoyed you can implicate Loghain. We must end the civil war quickly. What the Blight does not corrupt in this land, politics surely will. The last of our allies have arrived in the city. We cannot delay any longer. I will call for the Landsmeet to convene. Bring Alistair and join me at the palace as soon as you are ready, Warden.
¿En serio es esta basura? Flipo pepinillos. Flipo pepinillos total. De verdad que prefiero que vaya con lo otro. Quiero unos guanteletes alisados. Vamos a ir.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Of course.
Le pongo a Morrigan la túnica de Morrigan. Yo creo que sí. ¿Eh?
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And
lado tenemos la túnica para Morrigan.
Indeed.
Vamos a ir para adelante. Vamos allá. Tiene pinta de pelea. Buenas horas, chaval.
Little too close to my boss for comfort, friend. Time to teach you about letting dogs lie.
Oh, great. Great. No wonder the stocks are notched. So I shall. You could have just given up, you know. What did you? Wonderful!
Joya sería. Qué carnicería, chaval.
As you desire.
No sé ahora qué pasar por aquí.
And so I shall.
¡Ah! Lo he visto, lo he visto.
Bueno, está bien eso.
Está muy bien,
Está muy bien. Tiene
Of
aspiraciones.
course.
¿verdad? Voy a la asamblea,
My lords and ladies of the Landsmeet, Tyrn Loghain would have us give up our freedoms, our traditions, out of fear. He placed us on this path, yet we should place our destiny in his hands? Must we sacrifice everything good about our nation to save it?
Correcto.
A fine performance, Aemon. but no one here is taken in by it. You would attempt to put a puppet on the throne, and every soul here knows it. The better question is who will pull the strings. Ah! Here we have the puppeteer. Tell us, Warden, how will the Orlesians take our nation from us?
Yes.
Will they deign to send their troops, or simply issue their commands through this would-be prince?
Okay.
How much Ferelden blood does Orlesian gold buy these days?
Da reguerro el señor este, ¿eh?
There are enough refugees in Mybanor now to make that abundantly clear.
The South has fallen, Loghain. Will you let Darkspawn take the whole country for fear of Orlais?
The Blight is indeed real, Wolf. But do we need Grey Wardens to fight it? They claim that they alone can end the Blight, yet they failed spectacularly against the Darkspawn at Ostagar. And they asked to bring with them 4 legions of Chevaliers. And once we open our borders to the Chevaliers, can we really expect them to simply return from whence they came?
Qué estúpido es.
What's this? There is no slavery in Ferelden. Explain yourself.
There is no saving the alienage. Damage from the riots has yet to be repaired. There are bodies still rotting in their homes. It is not a place I would send my worst enemy. There is no chance of holding it if the Blight comes here. Despite what you may think, Warden, I have done my duty. Whatever my regrets may be for the elves, I have done what was needed for the good of Ferelden.
How took my only son? The things done to him? Some are beyond any healer's skill.
How was a grown man responsible for his own actions? He will answer to the Maker for his crimes, as must we all. But enough of this. I have a question for you, Warden. What have you done with my daughter? You took my daughter, our queen, by force, killing her guards in the process. What arts have you employed to keep her? Does she even still live?
I believe I can speak for myself. Lords and ladies of Ferelden, hear me. My father is no longer the man you know. This man is not the hero of Riverdane. This man turned his troops aside and refused to protect your king as he fought bravely against the Darkspawn. This man seized Kaelin's throne before his body was cold and locked me away so I could not reveal his treachery. I would have already been killed, if not for this Grey Warden.
So, the Warden's influence has poisoned even your mind, Enora. I wanted to protect you from this. My lords and ladies! Our land has been threatened before! It's been invaded and lost and won times beyond counting. We Fereldans have proven that we will never truly be conquered so long as we are united. We must not let ourselves be divided now. Stand with me, and we shall defeat even the Blight itself.
The Warden. I'm with the Warden. Southreach stands with the Grey Wardens.
Correcto.
The Warden helped me personally in a family matter.
Waking Sea stands with the Grey Warden.
Dragon's Peak supports the Warden.
The Western Hills throw their lot in with the Wardens. Maker help us.
I stand by Loghain. We've no hope of victory otherwise.
I stand with the Warden. The Blight is coming. We need the Grey Wardens.
Traitors! Which of you stood against the Orlesian Emperor when his troops flattened your fields and raped your wives? You fought with us once, Eamon. You cared about this land once. Before you got too old and fat and content to even see what you risk. None of you deserve a say in what happens here. None of you have spilled blood for this land the way I have. How dare you judge me? Then, let us end this. I suppose we both knew it would come to this. When we first met at Ostagar, I would never have thought so, but Ostagar seems like it happened in another lifetime to someone else. A man is made by the quality of his enemies. Marek told me that once. I wonder if it's more a compliment to you or me. Enough! Let the Landsmeet declare the terms of the duel.
It shall be fought according to tradition. A test of arms, in single combat until one party yields. And we, who are assembled, will abide by the outcome.
Will you face me yourself, or have you a champion?
Para mí. Nunca, hombre. Por mí, en todo caso, quizás. Raro sería, pero... a ver, lo suyo es que luchará Alistair. Pero no lo sé controlar. De hecho, es que lo suyo es que luchará Alistair. Pero es que Alistair tiene una sed de venganza mayor incluso que la mía, evidentemente, por Duncan. Entonces... entre eso y que no lo sé controlar, y que tengo que tomar yo la decisión. Y que Alistair desde el principio me ha dejado a mí al cargo, ¿sabes? Morgan se ha reído mucho de él por ello, así que... Pero vamos, lo suyo yo creo que en condiciones normales es que luchar Alistair.
It is you or me the men will follow. So, let us fight for it. Prepare yourself.
De todas maneras, este señor ya había perdido, ¿eh? Pero ahora se está luchando la vida, no el trono. Lo suyo...
I underestimated you, Warden. I thought you were like Kaelin, a child wanting to play at war. I was wrong. There's a strength in you that I have not seen anywhere since Marek died. I yield.
I didn't just hear you say that. You're going to let him live? After everything he's done? Kill him already!
Wait. There is another option. The Tairn is a warrior and general of renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
Correctísimo.
What does loyalty matter? We are what we are. The joining binds us to the Darkspawn. You know this. If you were to forswear your oath and flee today, you'd find yourself in the deep roads, or the blight lands given time. You'd seek them out, or they'd seek you.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Absolutely not! Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you. How can we simply forget that? Joining the Wardens is an honor, not a punishment. Name him a Warden and you cheapen us all. I will not stand next to him as a brother. I won't! Loghain is a traitor. We need him like we need to be stabbed in the back. Or have you forgotten how his being a great general didn't help the last time? I didn't want to be king. I still don't. But if that's what it takes to see Loghain get justice, then I'll do it. I'll take the crown.
Listen to this. Can you see how disastrous a king he'd be? Putting his own selfish desires above the needs of his country? You can't seriously support him.
And I thought you weren't going to stab me in the back. Funny how nothing ever turns out like you thought.
Alistair, compose yourself.
Fine, you want Loghain and the Grey Wardens so badly? Then I'll be leaving the Wardens to marry Honora. Right.
And now, lords and ladies of Ferelden, there is still a blight to defeat, and armies to gather. And I appoint this man to lead us in both. We will not allow this land be further threatened by the Archdemon. Gather your forces, and await the Warden's command. On the morrow, we shall begin our struggle against the greatest threat Ferelden has ever faced. And we shall triumph over it, for we are Ferelden.
La reina es Honora. O sea, ya está. Que se ha casado con Alistair porque le quiero salvar de una muerte horrible. Punto. Punto. La muerte horrible la va a tener Loghain dentro de mazo de años. ¿A que sí, Aitana?
¿Qué?
¿A que Loghain es un traidor asqueroso?
Sí.
Pues morirá. En 10 años. ¡Pero morirá! ¿Qué ocurre? Se nos está pudriendo la cebolla, yo creo.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the Taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
Es la primera vez que salvo a Loghain, ¿eh?
I understand.
Bueno, igual se muere aquí. Pues se sabe. Ya, a la muerto. Que te jodan.
So it's done. My father lives, and for good or ill, he is now a Grey Warden. Thank you for giving him the opportunity to undergo the ritual. It couldn't have been easy.
Tiene muchas cosas de las que redimirse.
He does indeed. And my future husband is upstairs, no doubt glaring out of the window and pouting. He is so much like Kaelin, it's disturbing. Maybe. He suddenly seems more determined than I recall. You're doing, I imagine.
Yeah.
Arl Eamon has left for Redcliffe, and tells me that our armies have almost fully gathered there. I will be heading there myself. Bring your companions, and join us at Redcliffe Castle as soon as you are able. You have united for Ferelden, Warden. Now we face the Blight.
Uf. Lo que quería precisamente era... Me han regalado un talento así porque sí.
Right here, old pal. Aye, all right then.
Ay, ay, ay. Agren. Qué cucada de señor. Voy a hablar con Morrigan, que es mi señora.
Oh, there you are. Come to offer congratulations, I suppose? Maybe you intend to throw me a party to celebrate my engagement. Neither do I, really. But it's too late for that now, I think. I don't know why you made Loghain the Grey Warden, but he's tainted it for me. The man is a traitor, and you gave him the greatest honor I can think of.
Podemos hacer que muera.
It would have meant Duncan could rest easier. Me too. But why should I complain, right? I'm the king now, and with a beautiful fiancée who is going to remind me of her father every time I look at her. I'll make the best of it, I guess. I'm not going to roll over and let Honora rule, that's for sure. Well, good luck, I suppose. You have a lot to do now. And so do I.
No, 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 no. Se acaba de ir del grupo. Se acaba de ir del grupo, seguro. Se acaba de ir del grupo, se acaba de ir del grupo.
¿Quién?
Alistair se acaba de ir del grupo.
¿Qué le has hecho?
He convertido a Loghain en guardagril. No me mires así. Estoy tomando malas decisiones en esta partida, Aitana. Yo quería darle la armadura de Kyla. No.
If one more servant asks if I would like a change of clothes, I will set the house on fire. What comes, my friend? So, full of questions, are you? Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Ya está.
If one more servant... What comes, my friend? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is... And you wish to do this in front of an audience, do you?
Wow.
Come to think of it, I find myself no longer caring.
Tirar para adelante. ¿Qué quieres apostar?
Sí, 20. Tenía calculado el tiempo, pero como no para de pararse.
Ay, lo siento. Yo voy a derrotar al archidemonio. Desde enero que estoy con Dragon Age, cariño.
¿Y tú? Son las 9:20. Y me voy a dormir. Porque mi vida es un putrero. Y me da mucha pena. Me levanto a las 5, pero toda vida que empieza a las 5 es putrera y da pena.
La mía también suele empezar a las 5.
Sobre todo, si además de empezar a las 5, termina a las 9.
Estás fatal, ya sabes.
Ya lo sé. No te la garganta.
No he sacado 5.
Hay días que se te olvida.
Sí, exacto. cambiado a Listair, que tampoco me hacía tanta gracia, por Loghain.
Yes. Polite.
¿Nata? Ah, Nata, físicamente Nata. Vale, pues voy a llevar a Morrigan,
Indeed.
a Leliana.
¿Qué vas a comprar?
Pero vamos. ¿A que de repente? No lo sabes. De hecho no puedo, no tengo dinero, no tengo dinero. ¿Y si la pierdo? Me matas, ya está. Y te comes mi carne. No, 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 no.
¿Me has dado un libro? Un día.
Venga.
Un día, porque mi vida es triste. Mi vida es...
¿Llego a Loghain?
¿Se ha unido a ti Loghain?
Y se ha ido a Listair, es lo que te he dicho. Pero,
No,
porque,
sabía
pero porque, no
que se
porque,
había ido a Listair.
pero mira, pero
Creo que
escúchame.
se ha unido Loghain, cariño. Loghain ha aceptado unirse contigo.
No, pero se lo hemos impuesto nosotros.
Ah.
Necesitamos toda la ayuda que
Pero es
podamos.
como haya aceptado Loghain unirse y que si tienes problemas serios.
A ver, una cosa.
Decir que Loghain te apoya.
Ya.
Y decir que los intereses
No.
de Loghain y los tuyos se han alineado.
A ver, una cosita.
Eso es un problema.
La diferencia con la partida anterior es que Alistair está fuera del grupo porque se va a hacer rey, no porque vaya a convertirse en un borracho en una taberna cualquiera.
Ya.
Es una mejora. De todas maneras, no es ni por salvar a Loghain, ni por tener más apoyos, ni X. Es pues porque... Porque si no en el 3 tiene que morir alguien, y no quiero que sea Alistair bajo ningún concepto. De hecho quiero que sea Loghain. La frase ha sido, tiene mucho que redimirse, por lo que redimirse. Y va a empezar luchando contra el dragón. Es verdad, va a empezar luchando contra el dragón.
Yes.
Que descanse. ¿Qué? Iré a las 2. ¿Qué? No me odies.
Tienes la vida que yo quiero. La vida de mantenida y querida.
Aitana, what? Tengo mazo de créditos.
¿Qué?
Que tengo mazo de créditos matriculados. No iba a decir, estudio mucho. Bueno, los días que estudio mucho. No estudio todos los días, pero... Otras cosas. Ya, tía, pero me ha dolido en el alma. ¿Eh? Claro, sí, hija mía, ya lo sé. Qué asco de Loghain. No voy a llevar a Loghain, ya está. No. So sorry. ¿Quieres un caballero así andante también o qué? Paso mazo, tío. Es que tendría que haber cogido a Listair. Paso mazo, voy a llevar a Wine. ¿Lleva a Wine? Sí. No sé a quién llevar. A la batalla final, ¿a quién llevo? Oren, cambio las profundidades, Bianca, tal. Bonari. Se asustó, mató tanto, redención, luchar contra la ruina. Wine, círculo de hechiceros. Sin nada. Teuran menos, Teuran el que menos. Morrigan, Leliana. Va a ser el perro.
I passed your test. Fate has a twisted sense of humor, it seems. I suppose you think I'm some sort of monster. More so since I survived your ritual. You keep striking at me, and I just refuse to die decently.
Mi desprecio te lo has ganado a pulso.
Ah, now there's the venom I expected. Well, is that it? Surely you have more to say to me than that. When you run out of common insults, you can try Elven. I won't understand them, but I promise to be offended nonetheless. Oh! Now that actually struck a glancing blow. Good work. And now what? Am I to be some trophy of your victory? The defeated enemy you drag about on a leash wherever you go? Or have you some worse fate in mind for me? It is, however, what we've chosen to be. And I don't think changing that is a simple matter. I don't know what concession you want from me, Warden. I expect my word will not satisfy you. Indeed, I'd almost forgotten that. Thank you for the reminder. I think it's time we got to the point here. What do you want from me? My execution was all but arranged. If you'd wanted me dead, you could have had your wish at the Lands Meet. I assume, then, that you have something else in mind.
No lo sabes bien. No lo sabes bien.
Fortunate for me, then, that I've always been a man to take chances. I'm hardly blind to the irony of this situation. All of this can rightly be called my fault. Whether or not you can do better remains to be seen. But if you can make this the end, Warden, I will follow you, I swear it. Andraste, help us, then. We should speak no more of this at present. Time's wasting.
Tu primer castigo es ser guarda gris y tener una esperanza de vida de...
Ah, fancy meeting you here. I heard rumors that the Earl has kindly offered my son and I lodgings in exchange for supplies. I'm happy to help him. And you too, of course. If you have need... I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy...
Tiene una esperanza de vida de máximo 10 años y morir por la llamada, probablemente, si no, en el campo de batalla. Si sobrevives, te cumpla para ti. Pero, entre tanto, diabetes.
Did you want something? Hate doesn't describe it. I've seen painted, masked lords beat an old farmer to death with riding crops. To this day, I don't know why. Is that hate? I saw good, sensible men fight armored chevaliers with nothing. No weapons, no armies, not even hope of success to see the occupation end. Is that hate? The past is always with us. It's in our bones and our blood, and we wear it on our skin. You can think otherwise, but you'll never get far without it. Should I? How do you give up what's grown into you? In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do.
Esa es la razón por lo que te he dicho. Lo que te he dicho ahora mismo es la razón por la que yo en la asamblea, Lexael en la asamblea, no recurre a los guardias grises ni a traición de Ostagar para hacer su caso, que a lo mejor es lo más personal y la razón inicial por la que se pone en marcha, sino además de detener la ruina, ¿no? Que tú no has hecho grandes cosas por detener la ruina, sino todo lo contrario. Vamos, eso.
Very well then. He was my friend. If he'd wanted to conquer the Fade, I would have led the charge. I was hunting, well, poaching, to be entirely honest, when a boy my own age came stumbling out of the woods. He was so dirty, you'd have thought he'd been dug up out of the ground. He was bloody, exhausted, and obviously being hunted. I offered to take him to my father's camp. Yes, I didn't find out who he was for a while, though. But I've rattled on for too long already. We should get moving. There are men who inspire such devotion that everyone around would lay down their lives for him. And there are men who would come and go from this world, and no one notes it. What makes them so? Your guess is as good as mine. Merrick was remarkable. That's all I can say of him. He nearly did. Merrick was never one to avoid his duty. And given his preference, he would have acknowledged his son no matter the circumstance. But he had more than his honor to think of. It would have ruined Rowan, after all. She'd be reduced to a concubine in the eyes of our neighbors and put Kaelin's status as heir in question. So Merrick made the hard choice. Eamon offered to raise the boy, and that was that. What do you think would have become of Alistair if Merrick had claimed him? He would have been the bastard prince and a continual reminder to Rowan of Merrick's infidelity. At least with Eamon, Alistair had a childhood. But we've been idle long enough. We should get moving. Go ahead. Anora always did have a flair for the dramatic. She could have been a bard. It's a foolish question. I'm sure you think me capable of every sort of evil, but Anora is my only child. Well, I'm sure having you come to her rescue gave Anora no small amount of pleasure. But enough about Anora. We ought to get moving.
¿Cuántas personas maten el castillo? Mogollón, ¿no?
Go ahead.
Última. Ah, no, pues última.
So far as anyone could tell, she was the undisputed monarch of the whole world. She'd fall, skin her knees, and command them to stop stinging. It may have worked, too. Guaran sits in between the Brazilian forest and the sea. It's far from the old Tevinter roads. The village by our keep was never even as big as Redcliffe. There were always a few children around. Charcoal burners, sons and daughters mostly, or the children of servants. They formed into noisy gangs in the courtyard for their games. But Honora never joined them. I don't know. Children are in some ways vicious animals, forming packs and defending them from outsiders. Honora was always an outsider. If you're expecting some particular insight into my daughter's character, I'm afraid I'm probably not the best source. I'm hardly impartial. You think so? I'm not certain of that myself. But this is not really the time or place to discuss my daughter. We have work to do. Go ahead. I suppose that depends on how much of the kingdom was left by then. Once the border was secure, the army would have regrouped to push back the Darkspawn in the south. We couldn't, especially after Ostagar. It wasn't an ideal plan, but it seemed necessary at the time. In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do. Of course.
Why, thank you so much.
Thanks. 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 Thanks.
Are you sure I can't interest... I'm sure...
Thanks. 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 Thanks.
Your desire? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Ah, such a romantic, I see. Your desire? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. I think not. Because something must be amiss with me in order to refuse your charms. You'll have to forgive me if I do not leap at your command like a trained warhound. I do not wish to discuss it. Leave me be.
No tengo cartas.
Your desire? We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Discuss away. Ah, I am not certain what to say. I warned you, did I not? I told you that this was a weakness that was driving me mad, and yet you insisted.
Eso he dicho. Es que Morrigan me ha dado -5 y me he quedado sin cartas. Ahora voy, joder. ¿Cómo? Es que no te he oído. No es... No, ¿qué dices? ¿Cómo vas a ver algo primero porque es de noche y no está la luz dada? Segundo, ¿cómo que solo que no veis por un ojo? ¿Estás bien? Oh. ¿Sí? Ah. Sí. Ah. Ay, lol. Joder, señor. Estás leyendo el móvil sin gafas. Con la Yo no podría. Ya, aún así. Me da igual. O sea, qué dolor de cabeza.
Yes, you do, and I want it too. That is not right, is it? That is not how a normal woman acts. I can see it in your eyes. Release me. Tell me that you wish to end this. Make me believe you, and I will be grateful.
Pero bueno, Morrigan. No puedo, primero no quiero. Segundo, está asustada porque es la primera vez que siento todas estas cosas. Y en realidad sí quiere, ¿vale? Sobre todo esto. Pero es que además le me he dado por ella porque yo la he dejado de vivir. Y ha dicho que a mí no me va. O sea que yo nunca voy a volver a ver a Fleme. Necesito estar con Morrigan. Pero es que además no quiero que se termine. O sea, esto es así.
You miserable, selfish bastard! You will regret this, and so will I. And perhaps that is how it must be.
-74. Ahora veo por tantos. Morrigan +2.
Your desire?
De 12 en 12. Es verdad.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Ah, such a romantic, I see.
Me gusta mucho más de lo que estoy dispuesta a morir. Me gusta.
Your desire? We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Me va a decir que naranjas de la China.
I said no. Leave me be if that is your only interest.
No lo es. Pero es verdad que desde que tienes esa conversación no vuelves a meterte en la tienda con Morrigan.
Your desire? We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any. Discuss away. Ah, I am not certain what to say. I warned you, did I not? I told you that this was a weakness that was driving me mad, and yet you insisted. Yes, you do, and I want it too. That is not right, is it? That is not how a normal woman acts. I can see it in your eyes. Release me. Tell me that you wish to end this. Make me believe you, and I will be grateful. You miserable, selfish bastard! You will regret this, and so will I. And perhaps that is how it must be.
Enchantment?
Oh, certainly.
Tengo lista ahí.
Interesting.
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you? Of course. There are many rumors about spies, or legion or otherwise. What are you referring to exactly? I admit I have done many despicable things in my lifetime. I do what I have to do. So do you. So does everybody. Sometimes we must do terrible things to get what we want. If it is any consolation, I always try to use non-violent means to achieve my ends. Some bards rely on torture to get what they want. It works effectively, as many will bend under the threat of bodily harm. But there are better ways, more subtle and kind. You will be surprised how easily a person will open up to you, even if all you offer is a listening ear. People respond eagerly to others who they believe understand them. They seek approval, friendship, sometimes love. This can be exploited. It is a game, one that can be won with little bloodshed if one plays well. Isn't it? Everyone can be seduced by the right woman. The trick is predicting who she is and becoming her. Master the game and no one can resist you. Well, it doesn't really. I I see your point. We will slay this darkspawn using conventional means, pointy sticks and all that. But come, it is getting late, and there is much to be done. I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you? Of course. I have not given this a lot of thought. What will I do? We've traveled far and wide. Does it need to end? There's so much out there. Adventures to be had and stories to be told. I want to be part of it all. I might need some company. And you're not too irritating. You're welcome to come along if you like. It is settled then. You and I wandering the world, seeking our fortunes. I can't wait.
There you are. I was thinking, we've been through a lot together now. We're like old war buddies. So I figured why not invite you to share a drink, huh? A drink from my own stash, my family's recipe, and dedicated to my comrades in arms. Yes! The warden steps up! How do you feel? Oh no, the rest is for me. You'd need to do something really unspeakable to get into the rest of my stash. I just wanted to tell you, after all we've been through, you're like family to me. Closest thing I've had in years. Aye, a toast with a dry cup. You're not getting any more of my brew. So, do you want to talk about something? What about? All right. Aye, all right then.
Thank you so much. For leading me to an errand, of course. You led me to an errand. You persisted, even though I was sure all you were going to find was a dead end. I will never be able to repay you for what you've done for me. Finding an errand allowed me to bring that chapter of my life to a close. I feel free. A great weight has been lifted off my heart. This moment, it feels like the moment before the sunrise, when all the world is still, holding its breath, waiting for first light. I can stop thinking about my past and look forward to the future. Thank you, my friend. You will always have my gratitude. What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
What is your wish, Kadan? I am hardly surprised. Very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do. On, then. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at your success. You beat me. Perhaps you can do this after all. It hardly matters now. I've certainly been mistaken about you before. Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment. Eamon is a shrewd man. He'll be advising the boy. They'll do all right, I suppose. Doing all right is not the same as doing well. Your friend may get good advice from Eamon, but he's weak. All the bands know it. You can see them. A pack of wild dogs waiting for a bone. The first chance they get, they'll pry concessions out of him. They'll pick at the throne until it's only a gilded chair with no power or authority at all. Because Eamon, for all his merits, is a conservative man. He believes in tradition and inheritance, and would never see the daughter of a freeholder, however gifted, in power. I was a Terran, but my father was a farmer, as was his father and all the generations of Muktias that history remembers. And Celia, my wife, was a cabinet maker's daughter. Hardly a royal pedigree. This discussion profits no one. I may be wrong. I will certainly hope so. By all means. Honora is a good queen. She has been for 5 years now. Whatever she might think, I never took power from Honora. She may have felt threatened, but I most pointedly did not remove her from the throne. In all seriousness, Honora is formidable. You should know that by now. No one is born wise. We only get that way by enduring. Honora is strong enough to endure. She may make a few mistakes along the way, but she'll survive them. But this isn't the time to discuss such things. Of course. Do you want something? I suppose I...
Espera una última sesión. Lo que estoy preparado para el final del juego. Basta.